My dad checked the front door 37 times every night, and it slowly took over our lives. I'm 17, and for most of my life, I thought every dad was like mine. Every night before bed, my dad checked the front door lock, not once, not twice, sometimes 30 or 40 times. I remember being 8 years old and standing at the top of the stairs, watching him lock the door, walk away, stop halfway down the hallway, turn around, and check it again, then again, then again. At first, it seemed kind of funny. My friends would joke that our house was the safest house in America. I laughed too, but it stopped being funny when I got older. My dad couldn't leave the house without checking everything multiple times. The stove, the garage door, the windows, the alarm system, every single thing had a routine. If we were going on vacation, leaving the driveway could take almost an hour. Mom would already be sitting in the car. I'd be sitting there scrolling through my phone, and Dad would walk back inside, then back outside, then back inside, then back outside again. Every trip started with an argument. David, we're going to miss our flight. Just 1 second. That 1 second was never 1 second. One Thanksgiving, we actually missed dinner at my aunt's house because Dad spent nearly 40 minutes making sure the oven was off, even though nobody had cooked anything all day. The worst part wasn't the waiting. It was the tension. Everything in our house revolved around his anxiety. If I moved something, he'd ask where it went. If I touched a light switch after he'd checked it, he'd have to start over. If I left my backpack near the front door, it could trigger an entire chain of checking behaviors. I started changing how I acted just to avoid upsetting him. My friends noticed it too. When people came over, I'd secretly hope Dad stayed upstairs. I hated feeling that way because he's genuinely a good person. He's never been abusive. He's never been mean. He's just trapped in his own head. The moment that finally changed everything happened last winter. We were driving to my school's basketball championship game. I was a starter for the first time all season. Scouts from a couple small colleges were coming to watch. This was a huge deal for me. Halfway there, Dad suddenly pulled over. His face went pale. He was convinced he had left the garage door open. Mom checked the app on her phone. It showed the garage was closed. Dad didn't trust it. He turned the car around. I kept telling him the app said it was closed. Mom kept telling him it was closed, but he couldn't stop thinking about it. We drove all the way home. The garage door was closed, exactly like the app showed. By the time we got back to the game, it was almost over. I sat in the locker room afterward and cried harder than I had in years. Not because I missed the game, because for the first time, I realized Dad was suffering too. When he walked into that locker room, he looked absolutely defeated. He kept apologizing, over and over. I don't know why my brain does this. That sentence broke my heart. A few weeks later, my mom convinced him to see a therapist, then a specialist. Eventually, he was diagnosed with OCD, an actual diagnosis. Not just people joking that someone likes things neat. Real OCD. The kind that makes your own brain convince you that disaster is one missed check away. It's been about a year since then. Things aren't perfect. He still checks locks. He still has bad days. But now he's getting help. And honestly, the biggest difference is that he finally understands what's happening to him. So do we. For years, I thought my dad cared more about locks, alarms, and garage doors than he cared about us. Now I know he was fighting a battle none of us could see. And while OCD stole a lot of moments from our family, getting help gave some of them back.